Okay, so I'm into Power Season 4, and yeah, this is when it starts getting really prescribed, y'all. I'm Shannan E. Johnson, CEO of The Professional Pen, where we develop screenwriters from idea to pitch. Need help on your screenplay? Go to www.theprofessionalpen.com. This is when it starts to get really on the nose, y'all. This is when they start to kill people for any and everything, and the element of surprise is gone. It's like we already know the play. You know what I mean? If you want to get into the position of power, then you kill the person, right? But if you're killing everybody, every episode, you know what I'm saying? Then it doesn't set up the same amount of tension, and it doesn't set up not the stakes as in like life or death stakes, but it's kind of like so much a part of the game now that anybody can get it. So you're not really concerned, like, of course, we still care about our main players. We don't want them to die. But as far as everybody else goes, it's just like, oh, well, if they decide they don't want to play that way anymore, just kill them. There's as if there's no other way to get out of their problems. And I get it. It's the drug game. But for a television series, I'm only going to watch you kill people so that you can get into the next position of power in the drug game so often before I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's the answer. There's no clever way of getting to what you need, right? We're now using the gun as the handicap. We don't want this person anymore. We don't know how to outsmart them. We'll just kill them. Spoiler alert. When they kill Milan, it's just kind of like, yeah, we're going to kill him. And everything works exactly how we want it to. And then we kill him. And it's like Milan is supposed to be this big, scary dude who eats people. And they just kill him. Like, no art to it. Just gone. And I'm like, okay, another example of on the nose dialogue. I really want to be able to like show you the clip and then explain to you. But screen recording is just it's not going to happen. So in this particular example, Kanan is now back in the story. He was supposed to die at the end of season 2, but he's been alive this whole time, and his cousin Jukebox nursed him back to life. And so he has taken a liking to Tariq so that he can hurt James, which is Ghost, right? And so Tariq has been lying about where he's been going. He's been going to hang out with Kanan, but he doesn't know that that's Kanan. He thinks it's Slim. Dre knows about it because Dre is playing both sides, not because he wants to, but because he has to. And so Tariq has sex for the first time because Kanan sets it up. Tariq tells Tommy that Dre took him to that party. When Tommy sees Dre, Tommy asks straight out, did you take him to a party? Did you make him have sex? And Dre's like, no, I didn't do that. Okay. This is where we're lacking nuance and subtext, right? This was an opportunity for Tommy to just ask questions about Dre's whereabouts during that night. You know what I mean? Not suspiciously, but just to be talking to him. Just, hey, so, what were you doing the other night? Blah, 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 la, la, la. And Dre would have slipped up because Dre doesn't know that Tariq lied on him. So all Dre had to do was be talking about something else, not something directly in line with, did you do this? No. Right? There's an option for Tommy and Dre to just be having regular conversation. Tommy notices something that Dre says in that conversation that contradicts what Tariq says. And we already know that because we heard the Tariq conversation. Now, you don't have to get into, yes, I did. No, I didn't. What are you talking about? I didn't do that. That's so on the nose. And I'm like, yo, how did we get here? We're also entering the time and power, which is why I was saying that only the first 3 seasons are good. So even though I enjoy the plot of season 4, the dialogue becomes so on the nose, and even the story structure, because in the first couple of seasons, we're following several different storylines. I'm not going to try to remember them right now. I should have said something about them earlier, but we're following a whole lot of storylines. So it's very complex. There's a lot of stuff to be following, which means you might get 1 or 2 scenes about the A story, and then you're going to jump into a B story scene, and then you might go back to the A, and then you might jump to C, and then you might jump to D, and then you might go back to A, and so on and so forth. In this season, all we got is A and B and a half. A is James being in jail. So the first, like, I can't remember how many episodes, 5, 6 episodes are the trial. You know what I mean? And the B half is Tommy still trying to run drugs, but still there's a lot of stuff he can't do, or he's trying to do it under the table in a different way because Ghost is in jail. That's all they have to talk about. So because they don't have anything else to talk about, every single scene is, I received this information. Now I'm going to go into this scene and give you the same information that the audience just heard in the last scene. Nothing new, no extra information, just going to relay the message to you. And then I have a question. So I'm going to go directly in this next scene and answer and ask my question and get it answered. That's not good TV. We're losing our way. And it sucks because I said to myself, all right, even though the first 3 seasons are really the best seasons, I'm just going to watch the whole thing through. I don't know if I'm going to keep watching after season 4, because I cannot handle, I got information in scene A, and in scene B, I relayed that information to somebody. And then scene C, they relayed that information to the next person. It's like, come on. The audience has heard the information 3 times in a row. You don't have nothing else to talk about? And in season 4, they don't. They don't. And this is why you always need to have at least a B story. And in television, why you get to have a C story and a D story, especially if it is a serialized show. Episodic shows don't really need all that. Episodic shows, you can do just an A and a B story. 9 times out of 10, if it's episodic, it's probably half hour. Most of the hour shows are serialized, most of them. But if you are going to write a 1-hour serialized show, you need to have more than 2 storylines so we can have some places to go, because it gets monotonous. It gets monotonous. And I'm checking out, y'all. I'm checking out. Happy writing.
The professional pen.